Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of What Ted Says, where it's always time to get a fatter wallet and get a bigger net worth. Now we're going to be talking about an important subject today, which is when to sell a stock. Everyone knows when to buy one. It's pretty easy. You click a button, boop, and then you buy the stock, but hardly ever do people know when to sell a stock. Now, say it with me, Reco! I really want you to put in the comments section today one of the tips that you may be using or other tips that you might have. This is a very important subject right now because a lot of people have made a lot of money and they will continue to make a lot of money in the market, but they're always asking that question, when should I sell a stock? In fact, I wrote a blog a while back and more than 100,000 people viewed and read this blog. It's been one of the most commented blogs on the entire internet, a featured snippet by Google that talks about what I talk about when it comes to when to selling a stock. Now, it's simple for me. When I think about whether or not I should sell a stock, I simply go to Bobblehead Ted and I say, when should we sell a stock? No, that's not how we do. We have a very specified way that we do this, and here are the 6 reasons or 6 ways when you should think about selling a stock. So, first and foremost, the number one reason why you might sell a stock is that you're actually losing sleep at night. Look, stocks should generally be held for at least 5 years. If you need the money in 3 months or 6 months and you have to buy a house and you're betting your entire down payment on your house by the fact that your stock will continue to grow, you are in the wrong business. You don't want to own a stock for 3 months or 6 months. You generally want to own it for 5 years or more. And the fact that you might be going to bed every night and worrying about the news that may come on from a media story, or the fact that the stock may report earnings that makes it go backwards, can help you literally toss and turn. And if you're feeling like that, that sure is a good sign of saying, let me take the profits that I earned so far, sell the stock, and then I can rest more comfortably at night. So the second reason why you might want to sell a stock is that the reason that you bought it no longer holds true. Let's look at a time when home remodeling and home renovation is doing really well. There may be stocks in that sector you bought because you thought, hey, this is a great time to get into them right now. Think about the run that's gone on with video conferencing, and I can't name names, but the video conferencing companies that have done extremely well. But eventually there may be a new technology or a reason that people won't be using video conferencing at the same rate that they are today. And if they're doing that, it might tell you that you've made the profit or exhausted the profit in that sector or in that stock or in that arena, and it's time to move on to something new. The third reason to sell a stock is, remember this, money must always chase something. Money is always chasing something. And when you look at all the sectors of investments, gold, money markets, real estate, stocks, commodities, everything like that, money's always going to chase something. So there may be a point where you say there is a better place for my money. Perhaps there's a stock that's being run up in the market because everybody loves it. We've seen several stocks in several sectors every year where everyone's like, hey, did you own that? Hey, did you get in on the run? Everybody wants to get in on the run. But eventually there just may be a better place for your money. Sometimes that may be going to cash, and sometimes it may be going to a different part of the marketplace with a different type of investment for your overall asset allocation. But eventually, when you see that that run is getting different and you see that there's a better place for your money, that could be a good reason to sell your stock. So the fourth reason is to talk about the tax tail wagging the dog, because if you're growing stocks, and especially when they're not in retirement accounts like IRAs or Roth IRAs, inevitably you'll have to pay taxes. What happens if you believe that capital gain tax rates are going to go up and they're actually low right now? If they are, remember, your real return is not just your return on the stock, it's a return on your stock after you pay taxes and consider inflation. So at some point you might be saying, hey, I might still want to own this stock, but I think I'm better off selling it because I want to pay the taxes on what I've made right now. Now just remember, with wash rules, you can wait 31 days and then you could buy that stock right back in your portfolio if you want to own it. But make sure that you don't let that tax tail wag the dog for real, because sometimes you just have to pay taxes and just get rid of it at that point, and it makes it a good sense to sell the stock. The fifth reason why you might want to sell a stock is because you need to rebalance your portfolio. Consider this. When you start with an allocation, imagine you pick 4 stocks and they are equally weighted, 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. But after 1 year, one of your stocks has done amazing. And now that stock represents 50% of your portfolio, and the other 3 stocks only represent 16 or 17% each. And that means that you might be out of weight. And that could tell you it's a time to sell some or all of that stock to either get rid of it or to sell some of it and rebalance it into other positions to make sure your weighting is equal. I know sometimes we want to ride that horse that we think is going to win the Kentucky Derby, but every once in a while, it does not. And so you never want to get too enamored with the stock, too sucked into it, too greedy that you think it's going to run up in perpetuity, that it can't fall from crisis. Consider this, there was a time that people thought companies like Blackberry and Nokia and Motorola, they were going to be the dominant players in the phone space, but as we know today, things like the iPhone and Samsung are much, much more popular. So never ever fall in love just with one stock and always rebalance your portfolio. And the sixth and final reason why you might want to sell stocks is if you need the money in the next 12 months. I would say more normally like 3 years, but especially in the next 12 months. Your child has college education, their tuition payments are due in a year. You want to put a down payment on a house in a year. You're saving money because you plan to take a vacation in a year. People forget that stocks are extremely volatile, and you not only could lose some, but you can lose all of your money. You have no business being in the stock market if you need that money over the next 12 months for your child's wedding, or you have to put that 20% down on the home that you're going to be in for the rest of your life. So just make sure if you have that time frame, it makes sense to sell the stock because again, you could lose some or all of your money. If you implement these 6 tips, and there are other ones that are really, really important, but these 6 are the most important, you too will not make mistakes and you'll have some discipline when it comes to selling your stocks. Leave some comments in here, and by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, click subscribe and forward this video to your friends because they're going to be challenged on when to sell stocks, and this will give them a guide. And this is kind of what we do here on What Ted Says. We always help you figure out how to get a fatter wallet. That's by keeping this profit and ultimately building a bigger net worth. Again, subscribe today, and thanks for watching What Ted Says. And make sure, if you want to get notifications of all these videos, to click the bell, and that will make sure that you get notified when we put out the couple of videos that we do every single week. What says you, bobblehead Ted? Make money, fatter wallet, bigger net worth.